Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Ask Me Anything event. We are very excited to see all of you here. My name is Ginger Lee. I'm the acting director here at the USC Price School Global Engagement Office. Three of my colleagues here are joining me in this session. First, I would like to introduce Crystal. She is the student services advisor at our school. Crystal works very closely with student leaders of all Price School student organizations. She's also in charge of the Price Exchange program. Under the leadership of our Associate Dean, Carol Rush, probably a lot of people, you have already met her. Crystal and I have actually been working very closely during the past 3 weeks on our student engagement plan. And you will see us probably in the rest of the semester in different student events. Crystal, is there anything that you would like to add or you want to share with our student?
I just want to say welcome. And, as Ginger mentioned, if you need anything, whether it's to get connected to student organizations or just USC in general, I was a graduate student at Rossier. So just feel free to reach out to me via email. I would say stop by my office, but at this time we're virtual. But if you need anything, I'm here.
Yes, perfect. And also another colleague is Ada, who just graduated from our MPA program. Ada actually started working in our Price Global Engagement office, my office, about 2 years ago when she was an MPA student. She has been a very valuable team member assisting my office in all major activities. The last one is Ziyu, who just joined my team as a graduate assistant. I want to thank them for their strong support and for joining me today to welcome all of you to the Price School. I want to share with you what is the goal, what is the purpose of this session. My goal here is to be an encouragement to you following one of the most important decisions you've made in our lives so far. The Price School actually has changed my life, and I'm hoping that also I'm very confident that it will also make a positive impact on your journey. I want to share with you USC has a very extensive children network will benefit you significantly. Everyone here in today's session and also other staff member, faculty member, you are going to meet at the Price School. We are here to support you. So a very brief introduction here, and then I really wanted to get to know you, who you are. And then here I have several questions prepared. I wanted to learn who you are, what's your name and your major, where are you from, are you currently in Los Angeles? If not, when do you plan to come? And then what is your background? The rest of the 3 questions, they are actually quite big or sometimes require a little bit of time to think about that. But I will still post it here. You can think about that. If we have time at the end of this session, perhaps we can dive into deep. Who would like to start first to introduce yourself?
Hey, my name's Randy. I'm a first year master's of real estate development student, originally from Guangzhou, China.
Hey.
Living in LA right now. I'm living in Pasadena area. My background was in civil engineering. I was an engineer in LA before I started the program here. And everything's virtual right now. Our program has started in June and about to wrap up the summer semester. What do I plan to achieve? I mean, really just my plan was to get to know my classmates, get to know the program a little bit better. But, given the virtual setting, it's been a little tough. But hopefully, in the coming semester and also in spring, there will be more student activities that I can participate.
Okay, it's important to understand our school's mission. And does anyone know about our school's mission? Have anyone heard about it? Raise hand? No? I wrote it there. Our school's mission is to improve the quality of life for people and their communities worldwide. The Price School values international initiatives and also care about international students. So this is one of the big message I want to deliver to you. And when being tasked to lead the student engagement plan, Crystal and I, my colleague, we hope to align our goals with the Price School's mission. We want to build a strong community where you, as an international student, can receive support and also encouragement. These are, 4 big areas and the 4 big goals that we have done so far. First, build an engaging and nurturing community. We want to establish an engaging and also nurturing community for entering as well as continued PRICE students to really address your concerns and also mitigate your challenges. A lot of times, international students, we have experienced difficulties, right? So the nurturing community and also engaging community, we're hoping that everyone can support each other. Programs we have put it together are really designed to develop experiences that will provide you with the opportunity to engage with your friends, your organizations, as well as your advisors. I want to emphasize that the Children Family Network, our goal is to build a community where you feel comfortable and also can receive academic and emotional support, and where you can learn, grow, and thrive. Thrive is the big word that I use here, which means it's really how you can be successful, right, at the PRICE School. The next point I want to mention is the rapport. Trust is one of the critical values. To build trust and rapport among international students, and also to engage you guys in the PRICE Student Leader organizations and the PRICE Ambassador program. The strong network I mentioned just a few minutes ago, we really want to enhance your learning experiences and build a strong network among students and promote social emotional support. We also want to create a unified platform for PRICE's various units and departments to seamlessly collaborate and interact. We also understand you interact with different stakeholders, your academic advisors, career services. These are kind of different units, but from here, the community, probably you can get the information together. So these are the goals we want to achieve. How to develop your personal goals. I came across this SMART goal setting tool in my doctoral study, and it helps manage my time and realize my aspirations. So goal setting refers to creating objectives that can be measured quantitatively and also qualitatively. Goal setting is considered an important motivational process because we as learners, we make commitments to attain the goal. Setting our goals can help us to manage our own time. The first semester at the PRICE School, there were so many activities going on there. You really don't know. Sometimes you can get overwhelmed to see which activity I should go. Having a goal setting your own goal can help you manage your own time. When you set the goals should be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and it has a timeline. That's what we call SMART here. Let's take a moment and write down your personal goals for your first semester at the PRICE School. Perhaps you can just, spend some time here. But I also want to give you, a few examples here. In this section later, we hope that probably some of you guys can share with our goals here. The examples I put it here is, instead of saying, I want to improve my English, by using the SMART tool, your goal can look like, raise my hand and ask a meaningful question at each class to practice my English. Instead of saying, I will find a job in the United States, it's kind of broad and generic. We should break it down and set our goals to be attainable and actionable, and also focus on how to reach our goals. For example, conduct an informational interview every other week with PRICE alumni in the nonprofit organizations. The alumni network I want to mention, emphasize it is so critical because we always hear a term, children hire children's. One interview and every other week are very measurable. These goals are feasible and also within our reach. Today, this morning, when I had my team meeting together with Ada and Zui, we talked about what are our personal goals within the office, right? What is our office's goal to help together, as a team, we can reach the bigger goal. Okay, so who am I? I want to also share with you my personal, experiences, and I'm hoping that my personal experience can really resonate with yours. I was born and raised in Shanghai. one of the participants here, you talk about Shanghai, that's my hometown. I embarked on my journey and came to Los Angeles to pursue my MPA degree at the Price School. That was about 11 years ago. The moment I clearly remember when the LAX shuttle dropped me off at 23rd and Oak Street, which is north of USC, in the evening of August 2009. I had a very mixed feeling, excitement for the future, but also a sense of uncertainty. I knew I had to overcome all challenges ahead of me. I have to confess that it took me quite a while, as Ziyu just mentioned, right? It took us a while to adjust to the American culture and overcome the acculturative stress. Long story short, as Ada mentioned, 11 years later, my life has been dramatically changed too. I'm very pleased to share with you now that I have achieved many goals and milestones in my life. Successfully completed my degree at the Price School. That's number one goal. You come here, come to the Price School, get your degree, and then you walk out of there. And I also later on had the privilege to work here on various international initiatives work, such as Price International Lab, our Global Business Scholar Platform, and also Global Executive Training. I was the only international employee and staff back then, I believe. Price faculty, staff, and students have provided me with irreplaceable opportunities that help me to keep striving for excellence. I hope such kind of experiences can really inspire you, and then you will meet many of these people whom I met in the future too. I would say the Price community has become my extended family. I want to assure you again that everyone at the Price School is here to support you. Through my work at USC, I also discovered my lifelong passion for education. 2 years ago, I obtained my doctorate degree in education leadership with a concentration in psychology from USC Rossier School, where Crystal also got her degree. In my doctoral dissertation, I actually developed an online curriculum to support international students studying in the United States. The curriculum integrates my personal experience, acculturation, and educational theories with a goal to provide practical tools for international students to be successful in academic, emotional aspect, and also social cultural aspect. I also studied the social cultural influences on cognitive development. I just believe that these skills, this knowledge I have acquired, can really be helpful to you guys. I would say we are going to, continue this Ask Me Anything series. So I'm hoping that I have the opportunity to share with you more later. Later on, I also established my family in California. I'm a mom of 2 young, lovely boys. I attended my doctorate degree commencement 10 days after I delivered Leonard, my younger son. Being a mom, as well as a daughter of parents who are very far away from us, I can completely understand your parents' concern, their perspectives, and of course, your needs. So we are here to help you. I would say there are a lot of, again, same experiences you are going to experience as I did before. Stress, loneliness, and even isolation during the overwhelming academic requirements, and also prolonged absence from home, as well as the lack of social support. Online learning and COVID will pose unprecedented challenges to us. We see this time as an opportunity to transform. We and our colleagues are committed to taking what we have learned about transformation so far and sharing it as widely as we can at the Price School. So Price School has recognized those difficulties our international students may experience. That's why we have the privilege here to really be tasked to work directly with you this year to help you and support you by collaborating with all our Price colleagues. I want to say human beings are very resilient and adaptive. I want to say if I can do it, Ada can do it, so you can do it, you can do it too. So the virtual community, we can create an ecosystem where students develop critical thinking and problem-solving skills. These are the 2 skills I emphasize, I value, and I'm hoping that you can get out of the Price School as well. I hope our efforts can prepare you to meet American academic and social expectations. So a long kind of, introduction about me. What have we done to help you to navigate your first semester? These are the 4 major points. The Price Resources page, our Student Affairs Office and the Online Education Office colleagues have put together a rich resource page, or what we call a welcome page, where you can find all activities at the Price School and also at USC, such as student orientation events, career services, housing near USC, transportation, and cultural recreational activities in Los Angeles. Back then, when I was a student, nothing happened. You got to find all these information by yourself together. But today, everything is there. In addition, we have a Price event calendar available online as well to you. You can access events detailed. As I mentioned, the Ask Me Anything series and the office hour, we're planning to host this hopefully every other week, and also establish our regular virtual office hour for you. These sessions are also to address, very important, is to address your concerns and questions, and we will advise and direct you to the right resources. Social and cultural components, Crystal and I, we are actually planning some of the special events such as movie nights, happy hours, coffee time for students. We are also working with some of our Academic Affairs Office Career Services colleagues to put together all useful resources, perhaps in a thematic activity and events in different months. If you really want to land a job in the United States, please go ahead and then really attend very important, let's say, workshops offered by our career services, such as resume bars, mentorship programs. Here, I'm going to show you some of the web page, what they look like. The first one is the welcome resources pages. You can see all the events resources, university-wide orientation, student resources, life in LA. This part I want to emphasize. If you are in LA, of course, you probably, still need to follow the 6 feet social distancing policy, but you can actually go hiking sometimes if you really want some, fresh airs. These are very rich resources. I really encourage you to go and then take a look. So this page also has welcome messages from our Price Community Leadership team. Goes back to here, orientation. I'm going to share with you later today in the next couple of slides. But student events calendar here includes every day what kind of information you needed from there. 11 o'clock, 5:30, Tuesday, August 4, MPA Sacramento orientation, for example. Just go to these pages. You can find all the information you need. Let me go back to my slides again. Okay, I'm going to pause. Does anyone have any questions so far? No? Okay, so I'm going to continue. Here, I want to say, how can you do, right, to help build this community? As a community, it's not only us. I'm hoping that our students can be very active and engaging too. First, don't be shy and be bold, right? Be confident and be a contributor and an active player. I want to share with you, please don't put a glass ceiling above yourself and think you are not qualified for an opportunity or you don't fit into this certain group or certain community. This community that we build together welcome everyone. We are here to help you to overcome the cultural gap and barriers. Make your voice heard. It's very important. If you don't share with us your thoughts, I won't be able to know what you are thinking. Asking good questions require knowledge and techniques. I hope we can spend another session together, perhaps talking, how can we ask good questions? How can we ask meaningful questions? Develop a short and long-term goal for yourself. We talk about SMART goals. We talk about SMART tools. Perhaps you can use it, apply to your own goal settings. If you are a student leader or leaders in your current organizations or in the past, or you want to practice your leadership skills, I really want to encourage you to see your participation your presence in our PRIZE student leader organizations. Ada just mentioned about GPAC. Our MPA student organization, for example, has co-chair positions available. Crystal, she has to leave early today, but she has a very close relationship with all our student leaders, presidents and co-chairs. If you want to really kind of show your leadership skills, want to practice it, we encourage you to be part of the student organizations. Before we start our Q&A section, I think that's very important for everyone to really ask the questions you have, right? In the past sections, self-introduction, we did have several questions. I want to share with you 3 concepts and the models that have inspired me personally. The first one is actually Dr. Carol Dweck growth mindset. For 20 years, Dr. Dweck, a Stanford psychology, her research has shown that the view we adopt for ourselves profoundly affects the way we lead our life. This is the growth mindset. There are 2 columns. On the left is the fixed mindset. On the right is the growth mindset. A growth mindset thrives on challenge and sees failure not as an evidence or an intelligence, but as a heartening springboard for growth and for stretching our existing abilities. I believe everyone, we have our strength, we have our own competency and knowledge, right? Let's take a look at these 2 kind of very different mindsets. As I said, on the left is a fixed mindset. I have 4 scenarios here. The first one is, I can't do it. When I'm frustrated or I kind of have a lot of stress, I give it up. However, a growth mindset, kind of encourage yourself and change the sentences a little bit, starting with how. Say, how can I do it, right? To the left, second scenario, I can't find a job in the United States. A lot of people probably will meet such a big question. You change your sentence, change your mindset, say, how can I find a job in the United States? Really focusing on the how, and then probably you would develop the solutions, in terms of how. Third scenario, I don't think I can fit in. There's no one whose background is similar to me, right? I don't want to go there. Seems like they're not welcoming me. And then change another mindset, say, how can I fit in, right? In the United States, it's a kind of cultural melting pot. We have certain different cultural groups. It's hard for us, yes, to get into certain community at the beginning. But I would say, change our mindset, say, how can I fit in? Because there are people fit into the community, right? We just need to find out how. And then the last scenario I put it here is, I'm not good at something, okay? Change the mindset, say, how can I improve? How can I be good at it? So these are the 2 very different mindsets. Out of these 2 mindsets, which we manifest from a very early age, researchers did research, springs a great deal of our behavior, our relationship with success and failure in both professional and personal context, and ultimately our capacity for happiness. I sometimes ask ourselves, what is the meaning of life, right? Isn't to lead a happy life? So these mindsets will have this direct, relationship with our capacity for happiness. The second concept I want to share with you is the personal growth. It's the model by Ray Dalio. If you have read his book called Principle, you probably are very familiar with this model. The personal growth is like a spiral, growing up and then down in a cycle. We have a goal, this is first number 1, in mind, and an action plan. Learning by doing. So when you implement your plans, you will encounter a lot of problems. That's the second stage that he mentioned here. When you meet difficulties, you tell yourself, I don't give it up. That's kind of using a growth mindset, right? And how can I do it? And how can I address the problems? This is actually a diagnosis process. Then you come up with your solutions, which is a design process. You try your new solutions to see whether you can overcome the challenge. Once you learn from mistake and failure, you probably will improve. We grow, and finally we thrive. All right, the last one, it's another concept. It's a similar. This is the way in the model to help our personal growth as well. It's called gap analysis. I use this methodology in one of my doctoral classes called gap analysis classes, taught actually by a professor, Professor Robert Rueda. He is a professor at USC Rossier School and also a fellow of American Psychological Association. So on the left, we see the box in red. It's called current status, which means our status now. To the right is the desired status, which means future. 5 years later, I want to be a person who is very good at Spanish, for example. However, I don't know anything about Spanish, right? Where's the gap? 5 years, where's the gap? Okay, I find the gap. I can speak Spanish. And then I probably would develop an action plan. I'm gonna, learn from Huberto. I'm going to learn from Ada, right? So these are my action plan. That's the gap analysis. You can do yourself very easily. All right, so these are the three concepts and the models that I've shared with you. And then I'm hoping that you can probably use some of them and then very, very helpful to you, when you develop your own goals and also navigate your first semester at the Price School. These are the information that I want to share with you. Very important is the event announcement. Next Monday, okay, all Price orientation started August 3rd. You have to register in order to be part of it because we're going to share the Zoom links with you when you register. And talking about your MRED orientation, MPA and PP orientation, meeting with your faculties, academic advisors, all these useful information is right there. And I'm hoping that some of the events can be suitable to your schedule because I understand some of you guys are in your country. We will have some time differences. As long as you have a stable internet, I'm thinking that you should be able to be part of it and also make advantage of that because we will offer a lot of useful information available at the Price School. Another event I want to share with you, I'm hoping that I can see everyone who joined today to make your time available, which is August 12th, 6 o'clock in the evening time. It's in California time. We call it children time, whatever USC time we call children time. And then we are going to talking about American cultural expectations. Crystal and I, we planned this one. We have invited a professor. It used to be my professor too when I was a student. He taught American Class 101. So really focus on food, sports, culture, anything beyond the USC, American class values or the cultures. We're going to talk about that. That professor's name is Eddie Roth. And then currently, I think he is working at the Fullerton College. And then we invited him back to share his kind of insights about how we can navigate online learning and then how, we can focus on our mental health. These are kind of major outlines that he shared with us. So I encourage you to go there. And also some very good workshops organized by our IPEM majors, okay? They have a historical perspective of the civil rights movements in the U.S. Come to the United States, you probably need to get a little bit of understanding about why things happen, right? We invited a professor, Patrick Parr. He is a speaker and author of the book, The Seminarian, Martin Luther King Comes of Age. Registration link is there. Register and then making sure that your time is okay. This one is actually immediately after our American culture, the one that I just shared with you. And also the second event, IPEM, they shared, I learned yesterday, is called negotiation. We have a professor, speaker, whose name is Jan Duzert. He's from France. I met with him a couple of times. IPEM is really offering this workshop talking about effective negotiation strategies. I find negotiation is important. It's part of the communications, right? If we're talking about how we can overcome some difficulties in the United States, it's really about how you communicate with yourself, right? Negotiation, we can get some of those useful information out there. Huberto asked about, questions related to visa, related to travel restrictions. OIS, I highly recommend that you keep an eye on all OIS website. These are event workshops they organize, they put it together. The link is below there where you can really get a up-to-date policy COVID-19 situation at the USC, in California, and also in Los Angeles. So these are the information. You can take a look. By the way, all these information I shared with you here either will be shared on the chat, or we're going to send you through emails or WeChat message. Just we wanted to get you, or we want to understand that you want these information. So let us know. Okay. Q&A section. I'm going to briefly talk about these 4 major sections, and then I will open the kind of dialogue to everyone. So a lot of students who RSVP for our events asked about visa question, asked about career development, asked about courses 2024, and some students may have a little bit concerns about admission. I will go kind of briefly short. So visa. Any question about that, I really encourage you to go to the USC OIS website. Why I say so is because there are a lot of policies currently, just one day is different from the other day, right? If we wanted to get an updated information, keep an eye on the OIS website, go to their workshops and then to get a clarifications. Just share with you a piece of information I received on July 28th. It's about 3 days ago. So the SEVP guidance does not permit new students who are currently outside of the US to enter the US to begin the fall 2020 semester if classes are 100% online. Some of our students today are still in your home country, right? So be aware of such kind of regulation and policy. As of today, it is not yet known to what extent the state of California and the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health will grant approval for in-person instruction for the fall 2020 semester. So a lot of our USC's guidance strategy will react to the policy, right? Everyone is in the policy school now. We really understand the critical and importance of the policy. Therefore, USC really cannot guarantee the availability of in-person classes during the fall 2020. For these reasons, new students should not attempt to travel to the US for the fall 2020 semester. This information I shared with you, you can all find it online through the COVID-19, the webpage. The second big part is the career development. A lot of students have questions about how can I land a job in the United States? How can I plan for my career trajectory, right? There are several resources I really wanted to emphasize today in our session is first, Price Career Service. Our career service team here is very strong, okay? They develop their own workshops on how to navigate LinkedIn, how to build your resume, how to find a mentor while you are in the Price School at USC in Los Angeles. So these are the workshops I want to encourage you to go to their website to take a look, okay? And also trying to, if some of the students from Asia, right, from China, USC has a very strong China team, and then we have a China office who is in charge of the career opportunities in China. The person who heads the office is actually my colleague and also my classmate when I was an MPA student here at USC. So we become best of friends later on. So if you need that contact information, I'm happy to share with you and introduce you to her. And then the third is USC Overseas Office. Beto, you're from Mexico. We have a very good Mexico Overseas Office, Mexico director there. Her name is Dr. Angela McCracken. I kept a very close interaction with her. And then this USC Overseas Office can be resources to our international students. USC Alumni Association. Once you graduate, you will be part of the USC Alumni Association. And those who already graduated, they're part of there too, as I said, right? Children hires children, which means started to build your relationship with children family. You probably will meet someone, employer who might be your future boss, and then they've graduated from USC. So that's USC's network. Okay, if we're talking about courses 2024, as I said, if you are not in the United States, we probably will encourage you perhaps to stay in your country and then take online classes. And also for any specific question in terms of the program and also courses, you can reach out to your program administrators. MRED, you have a very good program advisor. MHA, MPP, MPA, all my colleagues there, they're very attentive to your questions. So feel free to reach out to them, okay? And also admissions, again, if you have any questions in terms of the admissions, reach out to your admission counselors. If you have any specific question we are not able to address today, feel free to send me emails and I will find the answers for you and also direct you to my colleagues. Okay. All the 4 sections I put it there just now has related kind of information here. And I posted several links talking about travel guidance, talking about student fee reduction, talking about off-campus non-university housing. You can all use these links that read it through, read it carefully, and then to learn about what a university's recent message and announcement related to this area. Another good website is really kind of USC COVID-19 response message, either from our senior leadership or our president will talk about the situation and also big concerns you may have.